Without the work of Mary McLeod Bethune, the United States would still most likely be stuck in a very dark place. African Americans would still have to sit at different tables, learn in different schools, and even drink from different water fountains. These would be chaos if an African American decided to eat at a white diner, and if anyone tried to protest it, they would be unfairly punished. But Mary Ann Bethune worked her entire life to ensure that would never happen, and thanks to her help, it never did. Now all of these things have changed. Schools and all other places have integrated. African Americans are treated with much more respect, and most importantly, whites and blacks get along. Because she worked with and created many organizations, improved African American education, and worked as a civil rights leader, Mary McLeod Bethune has helped lead the United States on the right path to equality. Mary worked with and created many organizations that contributed to improving African American lives because she wanted to see a difference being made in the country. Many of these organizations have succeeded in their separate missions to help the country and the people living in it. They have changed the lives of many for the greater good. For example, Mary founded and was the president of the National Council of Negro Women. This council recognized and addressed the current issues being faced by African American women. They fought for equal rights and demanded respect. Mary also used her power in the White House to put together the Federal Council on Negro Affairs, or the Black Cabinet. This group of people got together and spoke on national problems African Americans around the country had to deal with. They brought these issues to the president and worked to get them fixed. Along with the NCNW and the Black Cabinet, Mary was elected the president of the National Association of Teachers in Colored Schools. This association improved teaching methods in colored schools, raised money to build better schoolhouses, and pushed for a longer school year. The amount of effort that was put into these groups by Mary constantly showed her desire to make African American lives better. Besides these three groups, Mary also worked with countless other councils and organizations to better the lives of African Americans throughout the country. Learning was important to Mary, therefore she wanted to improve other African American schooling because she believed everyone should have a good education. Not only was Mary a teacher at normal schools and mission schools, but she also ended up opening her very own school for colored people. This school, originally called the Daytona Normal and Industrial Institute for Negro Girls, started off small, with a class of only 5 girls. Mary had to scavenge through dumps to find boxes and crates suitable enough to make desks and chairs. But despite the difficult times, Mary never gave up on her school because she wanted the girls to have the best education that she could offer them. Eventually, the school grew and became a successful college, merging with Cookman Institute. Living in a time where racism was still a large problem, and being the strong-willed person she is, Mary was a key leader in working for civil rights. Although Mary gave speeches, protested, and constantly tried to improve the image of African Americans, she also worked on bigger projects. Mary provided night classes for African Americans who couldn't read well enough to pass the literacy test to vote. When voting season came around, she led 100 African Americans to go vote, despite the KKK's warnings. She also gained rights for African American sharecroppers. By putting in an effort to gain more rights for African Americans, Mary became a role model and influenced many other people. Standing strong throughout her life, Mary has done many things to make her a civil rights leader, like increasing the African American vote. But most importantly, she influenced other people to take a stand by her side. Some might argue that working with organizations had nothing to do with Mary McLeod Bethune's work in changing America. However, that is not the case. Mary worked with many organizations that have been grateful for her help and would not have gotten where they did if it wasn't for her, such as the National Youth Administration. When she was appointed the Director of the Division of Negro Affairs for the NYA, the Director of the NYA commented that no one can do what Miss Bethune can do. This administration provided work for the youth, both white and black, which helped America tremendously. So, working with organizations did in fact have a lot to do with Mary helping the country. Because Mary McLeod Bethune worked with and created countless organizations, improved African American education, and was a key leader in civil rights, she not only changed the country, but she became one of the biggest influences in America. She has improved the lives of countless African Americans in so many ways, such as gaining more rights, being able to receive an education, and most of all, showing people to stand up for what is right. Every time Mary accomplished something, she had to fight for it, and that influenced others to do the same. Having done so much for this country, Mary McLeod Bethune is an extremely important woman in our history. She has shown the country that if there is a cause worth fighting for, then you should fight for it.